Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So let's continue with our SQL series. So today we have a question that has been asked on Zomato over the last couple of times for the role of data analyst, and this question is a very interesting question. So the question basically says we need to identify the restaurants where the average order value is higher than the overall average order value across the all restaurants. So let's understand the question first. So this is the input table, and in the input table we have order id, we have the restaurant id. Okay, I'm just extending this so that you can see. We have the order id for the restaurant id, we have the order value as well. And in the output table it is saying we have the restaurant id and the average order value. Okay, so basically we need to identify those restaurants where the average order value, so first and foremost thing we need to find the average order value, and that should be higher than the overall average order value from across all the restaurants. After that we have to use one more we have to write one more SQL query to find the overall average order value. Okay, so this question might looks a bit difficult, but trust me guys, this is very easy question. We just have to uh, keep two different SQL queries, and out of that two different SQL queries we have to find the output. Okay, so for this particular question we will be writing the query in directly in the MySQL compiler, and I will give you the script for this. You can simply run it. So let's first see the records. So select star from the orders table, that is we only have one table, that is orders table. Okay, so we have order id, we have restaurant id and order value. This is as well as we have seen in this input table as well. So this is the output that we need. Okay, let's go back to. Okay, so first and foremost thing we have to find the restaurant average and the overall average. So let's find the restaurant average. So select what we need the restaurant id. So we need the restaurant id, and now we can directly use the aggregate function, that is average of order value, and let's alias it as average order value. Now from which table? From the orders table. Then we have to group by the restaurant id. Why we are using group by? Because we have already used the average, that is an aggregated function. So we have to group by the non-aggregated column, that is restaurant id. So restaurant id. Okay, let's run it once again. Okay, so 101 the average order value is 500. 102 the average order value is 750. For 103 this is 1033, and for 104 this is 250. Okay, now we will find the overall average order value. So let's find select, that is the average of the order value. Let's alias it as overall average order value. I'm writing everything because to so that you will be able to understand from the orders table, and this time we don't need any group by because we are simply using one column only. Okay, so let's run it. I'm running all the codes so that you can simultaneously understand. This is the table. This is the actual table. This is the output for the second query, that is the average order value, and this, that is the overall average value for all the restaurants irrespective of the restaurant id. Perfect. Now we need to find the average order value. This should be greater than the overall average order value. So if we can see 750 and 1033, 102 and 103, these are above the, these are greater than the 660, and rest, that is 250 and 500, are less than 660. So this is what we need to find the output. So how can we find it? Okay, so let's write a CTE, like with CTE. Okay, let's give a proper name with restaurant average as. We gave a CTE name as restaurant average, and this is the restaurant average query. Let's shift tab it to make it looks better. Okay, so with as this, and inside this I am putting everything, and now this particular query I will write again one different uh, CTE, that is CTE2. So CTE2 will write overall average as, and inside this we will copy this particular code. You can simply control X and paste it, control V. Okay, so once we have written this particular code, please try to understand, guys, this is a CT, this is a two different CTs we are writing. So once we have written this, now we will select what are the things we need. Okay, so now we have two different tables. So let's first write the table name. That is, the first table name is the restaurant average, this one. Control C, control V, let's alias it as R. Now we have to join this table, that is need to use cross join with the overall average table, and we can alias it as O also, where R dot this average order value, where is this? Yes, this one, this should be greater than O dot average order value. Control C and control V. That is, these two records should be greater than this one. Okay, so we are filtering out of these four records, which are the records that is greater than 660, only those records we need. Okay, now what we need the restaurant ID and average order value. So we can write R dot restaurant ID, comma R dot average order value. So average order value. Okay, I think we are good to go. Let's run it and let's see if any error we are getting. Okay, so we are getting some error. It is a unknown column restaurant ID. I think we have made some mistake. TAU. We have some restaurant ID. Now let's run it. I think we'll get the output today. Yeah, perfect. 102 and 103, that is 750 and 1033. These are the two records previously that were greater than the overall average order value. Perfect. And this question has been asked in Zomato interview, and make sure to practice these kind of questions. This is a very, very good level question, and it is an intermediate level question which can actually test your skills based on the joining condition and also based on the CTE condition. And these type of questions are very common when you're going for the companies like Zomato, which is a startup based and where the payroll is generally higher compared to different companies like Accenture, Cognizant, Capgemini. So make sure to prepare these kind of questions before your interview, and I will come up with more such videos in the near future. Till then, just subscribe the channel to get the latest update and share the channel with someone who is actually preparing for data analyst interview. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.